Hi, my name is Rachel Karam, and I am a doctoral candidate in the College of Allied Health Sciences. I was a speech pathologist working in the greater Cincinnati area. I had lived in the area for about a year, had become very interested and had expertise in multilingual language development. And so I got connected with some of the professors in the Communication Sciences and Disorders department. And then from that time, I became aware of an opportunity to apply for the doctoral program through a research grant focusing on cultural and linguistic diversity. So for me, it really felt like the stars aligned for me to start my doctoral work and expand my knowledge base about research with multilingual children in speech-language pathology. I would say some of the most memorable times that I had at UC was the ability to work in the international research projects offered to the Communication Sciences and Disorders department. Just one memory that really brought so many smiles to my face, and I can picture it so clearly. We were working at a school in Jamaica, and there were a lot of nerves going to a new school, going to a new place, new culture, and walking into the school and just having the children just greet you with open arms and, "Auntie, is it my turn? Is it my turn? I want to turn next." I would say that was one of my favorite UC memories. I would say one of the most challenging experiences during my doctoral program was in 2019. I was really starting to be at the peak of what I felt like my research skills, my writing skills. I was getting ready to enter candidacy as well. And at that time, I was in a car accident where I sustained a spinal cord injury and a brain injury. So that time was definitely one of the most challenging experiences, not only in my doctoral studies, but throughout my life. And it really enlightened me as far as how quickly things can change in an instant. And so for me, I went from being at a level where I felt like I was at the peak of my craft to then having substantial difficulties doing routine daily tasks. I needed support to be able to bathe myself, and an accomplishment for me at that time was being able to both cognitively and motorically coordinate, even being able to make a bowl of cereal. I wondered if I would ever be able to achieve my ultimate goal right at the time where I really felt like it was finally in reach. And so it took a lot of effort, and it took a lot of support from my family, friends, my husband, and then also my Bearcat UC family. It was in some of those darkest days where I began to just become overwhelmed with the amount of support I received. I received cards from previous students that I had taught. I received care packages from mentors, from my fellow PhD colleagues as well. And it was really, really humbling to feel that I was that supported. And then on my return to school, I was out for about 6 months in my recovery period. And when I returned, some days were really challenging to where I felt I was counting down the minutes. If I could just make it to that next hour, then I would be one step closer. Now I can say, looking back, I'm very thankful for the experience. And I was able to get a new perspective. I had always been the therapist, and in this case, I had become the patient. I participated in a 6-month rehabilitation program, receiving occupational therapy, speech therapy, and physical therapy. And from that time, then learned different adaptations and along my recovery to be able to then eventually achieve my goal. I can't thank my advisors and my mentors, Carla Washington and A.B. Hobeck, enough. They advocated for me and made sure that I had all of the supports that I needed at the time, visual supports, modifying my program to make sure that I could meet my goals. My goal was to be able to graduate in 2020, and it feels really nice to say now that I have achieved that. To my fellow Bearcats, I want to encourage you. I hope that my story has brought you some inspiration, and to know that no matter what you're going through, no matter what challenges you've been through in your program and beyond, as you start this next exciting new journey, know that take each day one step at a time, and you will continue to succeed, and you'll continue to thrive and meet your goals.